Let me read up this article, man. And oh, is it on? And I'm gonna read this article, about this simp. This guy, looked at this guy's profile, Bakari Henderson. I think they got put to death over there in Greece. That dude was a simp, man. Okay, let me read this article. Okay, that nigga wasn't right no way. Talking about he tried to take a picture, a selfie with a white woman, and they just beat him up. That's bullshit, man. Okay, and all his friends were white, man. See, and this is the problem with you niggas, man. You go to college, you get the educated Negro, and nobody can tell you nothing. See? And what happened? When they beat your ass, they left you. That's just a typical white man anyway, man. See? But that's gonna happen to all you niggas when all hell break loose, especially that black woman. Your lover, Esau, the white man, is going to forsake you, man. That's why he's cutting all that Section 8 and all that welfare that you're accustomed to. It says, let me read this article. Let me see. I gotta read this article, man, because this is what you black men gotta understand. You Hispanic and you Native American understand. These people are not your friends, man. And the same people that you love forsook you, and the same people that you love beat you to death. Let me see what this says. Thanks, brother. So basically he wasn't what? Anderson was at a bar on a night devoted to Serbians. That nigga wasn't wise. That nigga wasn't wise at all. Okay? It says when he reportedly asked to take a selfie with a waitress, which his other accounts said that he grabbed on her, whatever the case is, man. But he was with 10 other friends. A 33-year-old Serbian took issue with this and got into an argument with the waitress before he hit Anderson, smashed a beer bottle on another table. So the scripture talks about drunken revelry. So you were there picking a fight, man, in a Serbian bar. Let's just say, quote unquote, an all-white Edomite bar, man. You want to take a selfie with an Edomite waitress, and then you smashing bottles on other tables. What you think is gonna happen to you, man? And all his friends were Edomites, and they all left him. See, but this is stupidity of our people, though, man. It's in it, and you all the way in Greece. It says, that's what a nigga get, though, man. I went to read something else. Okay. Yeah, scripture talks about that, man. That's why Elder Tahar said don't be going to these clubs, man. Okay? Because shit like that happens, man. We'll read something else. Do something else and I'm going to get into the scriptures. And then he punched the security guard. Jake is not wise at all. Jake is not wise at all. American media is lying a lot. Okay, I'm gonna read some precepts. Because Jake is simple, man. Okay, that's why you gotta know who your friends are, man. You gotta know who your fucking friends are, man. Especially you traveling to a strange country and you getting drunk in bars, pulling on women, punching security guards in an all Serbian bar. Nigga, use your fucking brain, man. See? That's what happens, man. Read some scriptures. And the crazy thing is his friend left him. Okay? But his problem was he loved them Edomites. That's why I'm going to read some scriptures cutting that. So this young man, Bakari Henderson, which is all over the news now, went to Greece, just graduated from Arizona University. There's two different accounts. One account said he wanted to take a selfie with an Edomite waitress. The other account said he pulled on her because he was slightly drunk with his friends. He ran. The security guard came over, tried to break it up. He slammed some drinks on the table earlier, and he punched the security guard. And this is where the fight broke out, man. And guess what? When he was getting beaten, all his friends ran on him, which they were Edomites, man. Now you look at his profile, he had how many different pics with Esau, man. So he was a coon in training. So the same people you love killed you, Edomites. And they also ran on you when you were in trouble, man. And that's a lesson. Okay? These Edomites don't care about you niggas, man. I mean, I don't know how many times we gonna keep stressing that. Okay? I'm gonna read some precepts. And that's a lesson for all of you Uncle Toms out there, man, who think these devils are your friend. That's some scriptures I want to get into. Isaiah chapter 13. This is coming to Babylon. Race war. And obviously, if that simp knew that, you won't be hanging around no Edomites. Man. You won't be in no Edomite bar at 3 a.m. in the morning. Alright? And that's the problem with y'all Negroes and Hispanics down there. Y'all too comfortable, man. Okay? Y'all way too comfortable, man. You in the wrong place at the wrong time. Fights are bound to happen in places like that. That's why the elders told brothers, don't be going to them type of clubs, man. It's nothing but death, and the scriptures back it up. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 13, but this is coming. I'm in the wrong book. This is Psalms. And guess what was the center of that fight? A woman. That's when I read precepts, man. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 13. It says, read this precept in the last video. It says, therefore will I shake the heavens, nuclear missiles, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of the Lord of hosts in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall come to pass, it shall be as a chase roe, Esau, he gonna be running. And as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people. Race war, man. You're supposed to be amongst your own people, man. Yeah, you do business with them, or however the case is, but you don't socialize with them. You don't spiritually come together with them, man. And that's why that young Jake got put to death. You socializing with these Edomites, man. Where were they? Where were they when your darkest hour came upon you? Nowhere to be found. It says, and the sheep that no man taketh up, it's the point I want to bring up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone to his own land. And this is the point. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. You join unto these Edomites in these last days, you are going to be put to death. Okay? That's what the scripture says, man. That's what the scripture says, man. You join unto the oppressor in these last days, you're going to share the same fate. Okay? That's what scripture's written down on one of the hit. Now the scripture does say you make friends of the world, but that's it. You use them for whatever jobs or opportunity. Okay? But you don't socialize with those people, man. You don't hang with those people. Because those demons that are on them will jump on you. You got to use wisdom, man. We'll read that. Luke chapter 16. See, if that young Jake was following these scriptures, he would have been alive today, doing this work. See, but Most High gave you to your heart's desire. You don't be amongst these devils, guess what? You're going to end up dying. Luke chapter 16. Let me read. Let me see if I find this. Luke chapter 16, verse 1. It says, there was a rich man, which was a steward, and the same was accused unto him that had wasted his goods. And he called him, and said unto him, how is it that I hear of this? Give an account of thy stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward. Then the steward said unto him himself, what shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me the stewardship. I cannot die. To beg I am ashamed. I am resolved what to do, that when I put on the stewardship, they may receive me in their houses. So he called every one of his Lord debtors unto him, and said unto the first, how much owest thou my Lord? And he said unto him, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, take thy bill, and sit down quickly, and write 50. So this is stewardship, okay? We'll finish read this parable and break it down. Let me read another precept. Let me find the scripture I want to read right after this. One second. I think it's Ecclesiasticus.
Yes. But that's because of the second way.
Ecclesiasticus. I'll find that. Anyway, let me read this. Finish out this parable. Look at that noise so fast. So, Lockie, I'm all over the place, man. That's just the spirit. Read on. Alright, let me read again. Luke chapter 16, verse 1. And he said unto him, his disciples, there was a certain rich man which had a steward. Okay? Which we know a steward is what? He looks over property. Okay? In this case, a large household. It says, and technically that's all of us. Alright? What's the household? The house of David. The elect. He said, give an account of thy stewardship, so thou no longer be steward. Then the steward said unto himself, what shall I do? For my Lord taketh away from me the stewardship. I cannot dig to beg, I am ashamed. I am resolved what to do, that when I put out their stewardship, that he may receive me into their house. So he called every one of his Lord's debtors. So he's doing business, man. Alright? Unto him, and said unto the first, how much owest thou unto my Lord? And he said, 100 measures of oil. And he said unto him, take thy bill and sit down quickly and write 50. Then he said to another, how much owest thou? He said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said unto him, take thy bill and write 80. And the Lord commended the unjust steward, because he had done wisely. Okay? This is the point. For the children of this world, Esau, the other nations, are in this generation wiser than the children of light. Who are the children of light? The Israelites. So these other nations, they are good when it comes to conducting business. And it's the only friends that you should befriend. That's why the Lord said, what disappoint? And I say unto you, to make yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, they may receive you into everlasting habitations. That's the point of that parable. So if you are going to make friends of the unrighteous, non-believers, you make friends that what? That people have jobs, businesses. Said what? Make friends of what? The mammon of unrighteousness, man. The scripture does say don't be unequally yoked together with non-believers. If you are going to befriend them, befriend people that have what? Jobs, businesses, man. So like we said, we deal with these other nations on a business level. That is it. We don't socially or spiritually come together with them. Okay, you got to use the wisdom, man. Common sense. Alright? You ain't supposed to be hanging out with them, going to bars with them, going to the club. That's straight up going off, man. But on a business level, absolutely. That's what the Lord told that parable. Alright, give me Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 1. Okay, so the scriptures, man, it gives you how to go about this life. It says, and these Edomites are not your friend. It says Ecclesiastes chapter 37 verse 1. It's the scripture. Every friend said, I'm his friend also. But there's a friend which is only a friend in name. And that's most of these people. They're only your friend for what? Because they can gain something out of you. Or they know you a sucker. Whatever the case is. Or they're only a friend in name. They smile in your face, but they stab you in the back. That's slander. We all experienced things like that before, even with so-called brothers. Okay, that's what scripture says. They're only a friend in name. They're only a friend in name. All right, so read on.
Paris Theater is.
Paris Theater? It says, even if I knew, I would tell you, old wicked ass. Get your ass out of here. People know we're not no tour guides, man. But they still come up and ask questions. It says, it is not a grief unto death when a companion and a friend is turned to an enemy. Verse 5. There is a companion which helpeth his friend for the belly, and taketh up the buckler against the enemy. Forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches, man. See what I'm saying? So them Edomites that ran on that Jade, they weren't his friends, man. And had all of them stayed there, he wouldn't have got beaten to death. You see? But they were only a friend in name, or a friend because why? But read it again. Verse 4, and this is the point. There's a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend. And that's most of these people, man. Most of these celebrities experience that. MC Hammer, okay, he went on about that. It says, but in the time of trouble will be against them. See? When you start going through your trials, they forsake you, man. That's why I really want to pull that precept. That's what the scripture says. Elder Tahar already told brothers, don't be going to them wicked ass clubs, man. And the scriptures back it up. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 1. And I'm going to just read for the camera now. And these clubs are just wicked, man. And that's you becoming a newborn creature. You separate from people of the world. Alright? Everything deals with energy and spirits. If you're around a certain energy for a long period of time, it will affect you. Point blank, period. Okay? Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. can't become a product of your environment. If you're amongst wise men and brothers all the time, then you're going to be wise. And that's how you keep them demons in subjection. But if you're amongst demons all the time, then temptation's going to run up on you. Alright? So that's what the Bible said. Before I read that, I'm going to read this. 2 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 20. So this is instruction for brothers now, man. Mainly talking for the camera. Second Thessalonians chapter, or 1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 20. 22. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from all appearance of evil. I'm going to read that again. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. It says, abstain from all appearance of evil, man. Should have said abstain from all appearance of evil, man. All. Okay? And that's going into people as well, man. So if somebody's a bad influence, you got to stay away from that individual, man. And these clubs is nothing but demons, man. Nothing but demons and bad spirits. People taking drugs, all kind of drugs. Then they drinking alcohol on top of that, and it's all kind of adultery and drunken revelry. So we're supposed to abstain from that. That's why the scripture says, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning, which is what is true. I'm going to prove that. Than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Okay, and what's the house of feasting? These wicked ass clubs, man. What's the house of mourning? This is true, I'm gonna prove it. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Okay? That's why the scripture says the Lord was appointed with grief, because he was constantly being persecuted until he got crucified and put to death. So we'll read it again. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. This is the house of mourning. These scriptures, man. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow, man. But this is the house of what? Mourning. Okay? This is the house of mourning, which is this truth. Stay out of them clubs, man. That's the message. Jeremiah chapter 16, because that's the end of all men. You end up in there and freaking committing adultery, man. Because all the women in the clubs got men. All of them, man. Nothing but promiscuity in them wicked ass clubs, man. So as men of the Lord, the scripture says, abstain from all appearance of evil. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 1. It says, Jeremiah 16:1. The word of the Lord came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt, thou shalt not take a wife, neither have sons or daughters in this place. And that's before the Most High had moved on ancient Babylon. Told the prophet Jeremiah, don't marry, man. Alright, verse 3. And that's the same concept you got to be in now. Because judgment is coming to America, man. Who wants to have kids when you have a famine? Huh? Read those accounts in the scriptures. People started resorting to eating their kids. And that's going to happen when that economy collapses, man. Verse 3. For thus saith the Lord concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. And this is going to happen to 2/3 of you, Negroes, Hispanics, you Native Americans that refuse to hearken and listen. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried. But they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine. Like I said, when that economy collapsed, famine, race wars, martial law, man. After the next government-sponsored terrorist attack that they're going to bring out here, your whole life is going to change, man. Your liberties that you enjoy is going to be no longer, man. Okay? Slowly but surely, they're going to suspend that constitution. Because that's a part of the New World Order's plan anyway. It's to bring forth a holy state. Anyway, let me read on. For thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning. He said, neither go to lament nor bemoan them. For I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord, even the loving kindness and mercies, both in great and the small shall die in this land. Babylon, man. Destruction is coming to America, man. Martial law is coming to America, man. Race riots is coming to America, man. You Negroes, Hispanics, and you Native Americans, you're going to end up fighting the white man, okay? That's the energy that's coming to this place, man. Hell, that's the energy that's already here. You see? But you Negroes, Hispanics, you Native Americans, you ain't woken up yet. These people are not your friend. They're your enemy. They're the same ones that put you in slavery. Okay? And they're going to turn on you niggas, man. Alright? You dumbass niggas, man. Who think these devils are your friend, man. Okay, just like that fool Bakari Henderson out there hanging with them Edomites. What happened? He got put to death. And they ran on his dumb ass, man. Okay? Read it again. Verse 6. Both the great and the small shall die in this land, and they shall not be buried. Neither they shall lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Verse 7. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning to comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother. And that's coming to America. Okay? Death on all sides, man. Okay, we living in the last of normal days after the next terrorist attack that the government is going to bring forth. These people, they getting ready for whatever. You see, these people, they too busy being entertained, man. That's these people's problem. Okay, what's happening in London, that's a test run. That New World Order's in the fourth quarter. And the centerfold of that New World Order is the microchip. Revelation the 13th chapter. Revelation the 14th chapter. A digital currency. That's why the scripture says, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Surrounded by devils. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest. Who's sleeping? You Negroes, Hispanics, and you Native American Indians, man. You are the Israelites according to the Bible, man. and you came on this side of the world to serve your slavery or your captivity. Who's your enemy? Esau, the white man today. Okay? The same man that put you in captivity and chains. The scripture says to awake thou that sleepest, man. These people, these demons, man, fucking devils, man. We're surrounded by the enemy. Okay, literally. It says, oh, wherefore he said, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, because you are in a dead state. You don't know the truth. A lot of you still bow down to that white Jesus, man. Where the scripture tells you was dark skin with white woolly hair and a white woolly beard. That's in the Bible, Revelation, the 1st chapter. But they still follow the oppressor's image. So the Bible says to awake thou that sleepest, and Christ will give thee light. Because we are the Israelites, man. And our captivity was talked about in the scriptures. And all for what they've done, taking this land by rape, robbery, and murder, this place is going to go out the same way. You reap what you sow, man. You got to pick up the tab for what your forefathers did. Okay? The scripture says, Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. It says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So what did they sow? Starting with Columbus across the street, rape, robbery, and murder. Stealing this land from the Native Americans and have Negroes build it up for free. And wherever the white man touches, he destroys, man. But he does it in the name of democracy. See what I'm saying? So judgment is coming to them. World War III is coming. Trump is going to lead this country into the Third World War, man. Russia getting ready, Syria getting ready, Iran getting ready, North Korea getting ready. But you're also going to have what? Civil unrest. So you Negroes, Hispanics, you Native Americans, y'all better wake up, man. These people are not your friend, man. They're your enemy, man. They're the devil, man. Okay, and the Most High sent us out here to prophesy against him. All right? All right? You can shake your head all you want. Let me read it again. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. The Heavenly Father required that which is past. Same thing what the ancient Egyptians did to the ancient Israelites, they had to pay for that. And the scripture tells you America is spiritually Egypt, which means what? Bondage. Okay, so it ain't no coming together, man. Alright? Colossians chapter 3, verse 24. Colossians chapter 3, verse 24. Knowing that of the Lord he shall reward, no, verse 23, no, 25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. And there is no respect of persons. Read that again. Colossians chapter 3, verse 25. But he that doeth wrong, oh man, I wish they stay here. Isaiah 14:21. Since they're here. Isaiah 14:21. It says, Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children. You should have never brought them over here. It says, prepare slaughter for his children. You had a camp of Edomite demons, man. And the Most High sent them here to hear that what? To hear that good word. And what was that good word? Destruction, man. See, I had something else planned, but the Spirit had something else planned, man. A whole bunch of young Edomites came over and they heard their judgment. And you had a young Jake. See? Another Bakari Henderson, a young Jake in the midst of all them white boys, man. Come on, man. You see them black parents, probably some black ass, his mother. How you gonna put your son in an all Edomite camp? Use wisdom, man. That's, you see, but that's I'm reading the scriptures right now. You niggas don't have no wisdom, man. You have no good moral judgment. You still haven't gotten the memo. But I'm gonna read the scripture for y'all, man. It says what? Isaiah 14:21. This is coming to them. See how they stuck around a little longer? They got more ether. All right, more ether for the wicked, man. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, the sins of their fathers. So his white people, they got to pick up the tab for what their forefathers done. It's only right. It's only just. Okay, that's called justice. That's weighing in the balance. They had some shock looked on their faces. What are you shocked about? What are you niggas shocked about, man? You cracker devils, man. What are you shocked about, man? But you don't know how you got the land? You see, but the Most High, the scripture says, we'll read again. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they did not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities, man. That's coming. Okay, like I said, that race war is coming, man. It says Ecclesiastes, the 41st chapter. Most High is with his men, man. Alright? This is what we out here to do, condemn. Condemn Babylon. Okay, condemn the wicked. And that was a good little audience right there, because those are the devils that's gonna pay. And you have one Jake in the midst of all the Edomites, man. See, man, maybe the word was for him. Maybe it was for him, man. You don't know. I don't know how the spirit works. Amongst them 80 Edomites that was here, you got one Jake. See, but I blame his wicked ass mother.
Wait.
Alright? It says,
we did some schwartzing
Ecclesiastes chapter 41, verse 5.
from 15 to 3.
The children of sinners.
Where's my permission for using my name?
Ecclesiastes chapter 41, verse 5. It says, the children of sinners are abominable children,
Hello, how are you?
and they that are conversant in dwelling of the ungodly. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. What's the inheritance? America. America, man. America, man. The land of rape, robbery, and murder. Okay? Read it again. It says, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father. A lot of them come up here and say that wasn't them. Well, that's a fulfillment of the scripture. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because shall be reproached for his sake. Okay? And they all reproached for your sake, but who cares? You are your forefathers coming back. See, I didn't want to get on this topic, man, but that's the spirit. Read Exodus chapter 34, verse 7. Exodus 34, verse 7 says, Exodus 34, verse 7. It says, keep in mercy for thousands. It's the Most High. Forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, that they by no means clear the guilty. This is the point. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children until the third and fourth generation. The Most High said he visits the iniquity, the sins of the father's children's children, their great-grandchildren and their children. And guess what? You are the great-great-great-grandchildren are the original murderers of this land, man. Robbers of this land, man. And this is your inheritance. The fact that you live in great neighborhoods is because of what your forefathers did. And they set up loans and businesses to benefit you. And they gave our people the ghettos and the slums, man. We are second-class citizens, man. Okay? That's from Marie Baruch. See?
Okay.
To the Jade. He's poor and he don't even know it, man. Mentally and spiritually, man. Just that he got used to the hell. Okay? But the scripture does have some good news about you. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Lamentations 4:21. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwells in the land of Uz. The cup also, what's the cup? Psalms the 75th chapter. Destruction, man. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. And they are naked right now because we see their crimes, man. Alright? They're being exposed right now. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So our captivity is coming to an end. Our prison sentence is coming to an end. Alright? It says, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity. O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins. So our captivity is coming to an end.
What are you reading of?
Huh? Holy Bible. Holy Bible, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, we teach in the end, man. Martial law, chip, race war, World War III. Bad times, evil times. The time period we're living in now. And that's why we're trying to wake our people up, man. Were you Puerto Rican? Puerto Rican?
I'm a Christian.
No, I'm saying your nationality.
I don't live by that.
You don't live by that? So let me ask you, who are the original Christians?
Jesus Christ died for my sins.
Okay, good. But I'm saying, who are the Christians? Who are the Christians?
Who are the Christians?
Yeah, who are they in the scriptures?
Gentiles.
Nah, brother, come on,
Who are
man.
the Christians? The
Yeah.
Israelites.
Yeah, there you go. So that's why I asked you your nationality. Because,
My nationality is Dominican and Venezuelan.
oh, okay. Your father was Dominican?
My father was Venezuelan.
Oh, okay. So that means you're from the tribe of Asher. That's what we're preaching.
Tribe of what?
The tribe of Asher.
How do you know that?
Because you fit the curses. Genesis 49 and Deuteronomy the 33rd chapter. The Bible tells you we're the 12 tribes
Tribe of Asher.
Yeah,
Where does that fall under?
right here. Because that's a slave name.
How you know Dominicans and Venezuelans fall under the tribe of Asher?
No, not Dominicans. It's through your father. The Dominicans are the tribe of Simeon, Shemaiwan in Hebrew.
My mother's Dominican.
Yeah, so she would have been from the tribe of Simeon. What we're trying to say, this is your biblical nationality, and these are our slave names. When we got taken over by the repressor, we were re-educated. and we accepted his form of what you would call Christianity, but the Bible don't teach that. The Bible was for a certain group of people, and what we're saying, those certain group of people are these people here on this side, because we came on this side of the world to serve slavery for disobeying the Most High. You see what I'm saying?
So where is the